It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back in New York City. We missed you last week. If it isn't going on in New York, call us. What's the number?
888-994-4995, Studio A. Good morning, good afternoon, hello.
I just got to make sure because I got yelled at.
Welcome.
I got yelled at by a lot of people in New York.
Could you say hello?
Yeah, no. I'll say New York afterwards. If it's not working, give us a holler and we'll fix it. It's working? I'm trying to get an answer
They
from
say
Texas.
you're getting no answers.
I get no answers.
So I told you, she's like your daughter.
Is it working? Braxton, Josh Square.
They're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yes.
I don't want it working.
It's working.
The one on the left is all I care about.
Wow. Anyway,
Wow.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Good morning, good afternoon to WGHT 1500 New York City and 98.3 New Jersey. Maybe. So we got to roll and put it back in the grace of God is all I can say.
I gotta get up.
You can't get up.
I'm getting up.
You're gonna have me do this by myself again?
Yeah, you talk to the friends that we have over there.
All
I'm
right,
not getting any answers.
I know, you guys really got to answer us when we're doing
Somebody
this.
has to tell me it's working, not working.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have a whimsical Wednesday we started out this morning with, and nobody seemed to quite know what the word whimsical meant, but I guess Freddie getting up and doing his thing is whimsical enough for you. We got a lot of longtime friends joining us today. We've got Chris Farrell in the house, a longtime friend, and his lovely wife, Dawn, who we got to see last week, sent us some delicious wine. So not to brag or anything that it's on the set, but we've got this unbelievable 24 karat gold wine. Oh, look at that. Today, National Camera Day, and I can hear myself in the mic, which is lovely. I love this wine so much, Chris.
Yeah.
She gave us a bottle a few years ago, and I drank mine, and Freddie put his on the mantle in a box, is what I think he did. You back?
Freddie probably tried to get the gold out of it and
Sell it.
He probably did. He went and he had like a little sifter, and he's like, let me go check that out and see what we got going on. And then this one I love so much. This is Chevy in the Backyard, but it's really not. Chevalier de, sorry, Dawn. Bayard?
Bayard, that's right. Chevalier de Bayard.
Chevy in the Backyard. She's always got such great names for all of this, which is so unbelievable. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. I've got a leaf in my coffee to get going on that. You just never know what happens here on live TV. As you well know, you never know what's going to go on. We had Paul Solomon with us yesterday of Luhu Advisors. We were on WNN, and Paul, I got to tell you, that is unbelievable how that works. We do a 30-minute show, and it's the end of the day, and it was actually National Paul Bunyan Day, so we were like, Paul's Bunyan. I go to introduce him as Paul. I got Bunyan in my head, Paul Solomon, so we got that going. And as soon as, I'm telling you, Susan, we're not even off the set. I'm still behind the table moving mics. Hello, this is Paul. And out he goes. He gets a call as soon as we shut off air. Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Hashtag it works.
Hashtag it works. How was that call?
Good. Got a meeting set up for Friday morning.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, she lost her husband, and she said, I need help. I have no idea who to turn to, what to turn to. She listened to the end of the show. She caught the phone number, and she even said, so what do you do? And I was talking to her, told her what I do. She's like, I need you. When can you come?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I love it. Hashtag it works. Because you know what? Hashtag it works. When you have options, and that's what it is. We were talking yesterday, I've always got ors. I don't know, maybe it's like a Jewish mom thing. You can do this, or you can do that. So you've got choice. So Paul's like, you can do this, or we have this, or we've got this. All of these different ors that we've got going on.
Choices and options. That's what we have. People don't realize what their options are out there, and that's kind of what I help them fill in the blank, because you can't Google it. So every client I meet, everybody's got a different story. Everybody's got a different family situation. And it's really cool because, you know, every case I'm trying to figure out what the most important thing is for the family.
So we got a whole lot of things to talk about today. And Chris, we got a whole lot of catching up to do with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been quite a while. Which camera am I on? Does it matter?
This one.
They'll
This
find
one's
you.
right here.
Right here?
Yeah, they'll find you.
Yeah, I've been retired now for a year. Everybody was somebody, and so I was a weatherman for TV. It's been about a year now since my retirement, and I kind of just backed into this great, you know, career at my age. It's kind of great because I'm vintage now.
No, you look
you're young,
unbelievable.
you're young, retired age. Come on.
I'm 66. Actually, I'm going to be 67 in about 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm vintage, and I'm actually in the vintage business now. Vintage antiques, jewelry, you know, collectibles, things like that. And I kind of got into it. I almost by accident. In fact, it was by accident. Everybody knows the shows on TV where you bid on storage lockers. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I thought, well, that can't be that hard. I mean, I've watched the shows. I know what to look for. So you can bid online now. You don't actually have to be live in person. They have several websites where you can go on, and they cut the locks off, and they roll up they roll up the door, and they take pictures on the inside. And then you just go online and you look at the pictures and you bid on the storage locker. And they have the size of the locker, and they have a bid clock. And when the bid clock gets to 0, if you've got the highest bid, you win the locker. So you have to go down and you have to clean out the locker within 48 hours. And that's it, just like on the show. The biggest problem is, how do you get rid of the stuff that you got, and what did you get? And the very first locker I bid on was about 4 years ago now, and it was in Delray Beach. It was online, and I got the locker. It was a 5x5 locker, and I paid $165 for it, and I went down and had old movie posters in it from the 70s, like Big Bad Mama with Angie Dickinson, and Chinatown with Jack Nicholson, and The Eyes of Laura Mars. I mean, you wouldn't recognize any of these movies today. Some older people would, but in the old days, before streaming, they would put the movie poster pictures outside the theaters, and there were these big, huge posters. Remember, like 3 feet tall by 2 feet wide.
I'm just amazed how you did all that. You guys, can I get Chris's camera, please?
Anyway,
we're going to go to commercial break. Chris, hold
Okay.
that thought, because I got a what, and I don't have your camera shot.
Okay.
So I want to get this whole story captured on camera. So we're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned with us. We're going to figure all of this out.
do you want me to sit in Freddie's chair?
You want to sit in Freddie's chair?
I can
Sure,
walk
come
up
on
there and sit in Freddie's chair.
Come on up.
Okay.
Bring the mic with you, because Freddie took his with him. So perfect. We got traveling mics. All right. Wow, what a treat for us over here.
Not so bad.
We've got the famous Chris Farrell in the house.
Without
All right.
makeup.
You look fantastic.
I don't have the old TV makeup on.
You look.
I'm the real thing.
We're not at the point where we even have makeup crew yet, so we still do our own makeup. You look great.
Nobody can fill in for Freddie. I'm just keeping the seat warm for him.
So he's filling and rolling and going. Are we still rolling? So I can't even believe, though, you're buying lockers of antiques.
So, well, actually, when you buy these lockers, I mean, you can only see a little bit of what's in it. You know, you can see like, some bags and maybe some furniture and things like that. You don't want to buy a locker that's got a refrigerator in it, unless you need a refrigerator, or a washer dryer, or a sofa. Or I can't move all that
Do
stuff.
they give you the list of contents?
No, you don't get no.
It's just
You just get to look at the very front. They, just like on TV, you get to look at the front. They take the pictures from the front, and then that's all you see. So you see a box back there, and you're like, wow, I wonder what's in that box. So you're
Wow.
really taking a big gamble. So
That's kinda
and
cool, though.
It is. It's cool. And the very first locker I got, like I said, it had some old movie posters in it from the 70s, and it also had some jewelry. It has some Tiffany jewelry, sterling silver, and I knew nothing about this.
That's so cool.
So anyway, long story longer is it was a 5x5 locker. It wasn't that big. You get all this stuff in my car. That was it. No sofas, no couches, no refrigerators. And so I had to get a PayPal account, I had to get an eBay account, and I started finding out what it was worth. And I sold everything in there for about $1,000. Now, it took some time. It wasn't easy.
And what did the locker cost you? $500?
Then the locker cost me $165.
Wow. So you made some nice money.
So I made some. It took some time. It took some effort, but I was.
Wow,
I was
you're
hooked.
hooked.
I was hooked. So I started getting more. Yeah.
Again, I bet you never did that on the air.
Imagine that. And it took how long to sell? About a year, you said.
To sell everything, it probably took me about a year off and on because I had to put it on. But in the meantime, I kept buying more lockers and more lockers. And then pretty soon I had a locker to put all the stuff in that I couldn't sell. And it got out of control. So I started paring things down. And
So you put
So
it in a
how'd you
locker,
sell
sold
it?
your locker.
What did you do with it?
well, you sell it online. You sell it on OfferUp. You sell it on eBay. I even actually took stuff to the flea market.
Wow.
To get rid of it. I just had so much stuff, and I wanted to. I got to get money out of it. I didn't want to just. I was trying to make money. I was trying to be.
Did you break even at least?
I would break even. I'd make a little money. I actually met a guy while I was doing the live auctions because they still have the live auctions, and he and I didn't really know anything about it. We were way in the back. I'm like, "Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Do you know anything about this? No, do you?" So we kind of, yeah. So he said, "I've got an antique booth up in Fort Pierce. I pay $100 a month for it. It's a small 10 by 10. Why don't you split it with me?" I said, "Sure." So 50-50 we went on, and I took some stuff up there. I put it in the antique booth. It's the antique store. People bought some of it. And I thought, oh, okay, this is much better, than trying to sell it online and everything like that. It's so much trouble. Boxing things up and sending things out on eBay, and then somebody says, oh, this isn't the way it looked. I want my money back. And then you got to do the refunds and this and that and everything. So anyway, I kind of whittled it down to just the antique store
There's
now.
a refund on buying an antique?
No, well, I would sell like a piece of jewelry.
Yeah.
I had a Christian LaCroix something, I can't remember what it was, piece of jewelry, and this lady bought it for $100, and 3 months later she said, "Oh, it's got a scratch. I want my money back."
Oh, jeez.
And eBay said you got to give her her money back.
Right.
Did she send the piece back to you?
Well,
No.
not
Right,
so much. Not so much.
Because now you're in this whole, all right, you send it back, I'll send you the
Yeah.
money, or they keep the piece
Yeah.
and you
She
lose the
scratched
money.
it. Why do I got to send the money back?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was terrified because on eBay, if you get a bad review, then
Right.
people are. It's pretty hard to get it off.
Right.
You want all good reviews. So I was new to the game, so I said, oh well, here's your $100 plus here's $5 for for return postage, and she never sent it back, and so and that actually happened to me again too. So I'm not dissing eBay. I just had a couple of bad experiences. Things don't look the same, so I've just found that. Anyway, I've got some great found it stories, and
We're going to find out about those found it
Yeah.
stories.
Now,
Do you
there are
remember when we
people-
met Chris? He had this pink lantern on our set
remember
up in
that.
the gallery.
He sold it.
He came.
the
You had a
pink lantern.
pink. It was like
It
a
was in a
Mary
corner.
Poppins
He
British
sold it.
lantern. You painted it pink.
oh
He
yes,
did it by hand. We have film of him working on it. His
Yeah.
wife made film of him. We had Sweaty Man. He was all sweaty and hot and putting this thing together. Remember? And we played it, and he sold it. So he comes in. I'll never forget it. I got, how you doing? I said, what's the matter? Well, I got some bad news. I go, what's wrong? I thought something bad had happened. Oh, I sold the lantern. I go, great. He says, yeah, but I feel bad because it was part of the set. Remember that?
Right.
yeah.
And he wheeled it out. I mean, he wheeled it out pretty fast, I gotta tell you. He went, zoom.
I got to make a sale. I got to keep. I got. You know what? The economy is a little bit tough right now, and I'm not even sure I'm going to make. I'm not going to. I may not make payroll this month, but you're looking at payroll. It's me. So
That's kind of how we feel a whole lot of months.
I do a lot of looking, Freddie. I do so much looking. I go to flea markets at 7 o'clock in the morning, garage sales. I'm all over the place, and the cost of gas is kind of killing me here a little bit. So I cut back a little.
It's funny because we had our 3rd year anniversary,
Crazy Uncle Mike's.
and he was there, and he sat with me for an hour, and I thought we were going to do some fantastic stuff. Because, this guy's a legend. Everybody knows him. We got a phone call, but we were working on New York, so I couldn't pick it up. But they picked it up. There's a young lady who's watching the show. She loves the show. She loves this guy. She's coming down to have a glass of wine.
Well, I've got Chevy in the backyard. I've got the 24 Garrett Cold, and then we've got some others that
But
we
this
can
is
try.
what she saw. She says, I got to have a glass of wine. I said, well, you better hurry up. Cause
Come
Is she
on
bringing the wine, or
down.
were you like tapping this?
How cool is this?
That goes in the archives.
No,
You see, here we go.
you have one in the archives already. This is for everyone to partake. We're going to show. You know what we're going to do?
Tomorrow night.
No.
Or is that tomorrow
No,
night?
not tomorrow.
We're at 80,000 right now on Facebook. When we hit 100,000, that gets opened.
That may never
Oh.
ever open.
Why? I think that's a
It may
great.
never open.
I think we've gone up 20,000 in the past 3 weeks. So you know what? My goal is by the end of summer at 100,000, we open this bottle of wine.
Let's do it.
Right?
Now let me ask you a question. You play an instrument?
You'll have to come back with us
Do
though.
I,
Play an instrument like a guitar, drums, or something?
do I play an instrument? Actually, no. I'm a drummer like all guys are drummers.
I
We
heard
can
you
all
were a
play the desk
drummer.
Right.
drums.
They
Right.
told me you don't play in public, but you play the drums.
I could just thump something out. I can't really play. I can't. When I was in 10th grade, I think I tried to play the trombone, but I was only about 5 feet tall, and carrying the trombone on the bus, taking the bus back and forth to school. The
It weighed
kids,
more
I
than
got
you
pushed
did.
this way, I got pushed that way. The trombone case was bigger than me. And then when I got home, I tried to practice, and I got 5 brothers and sisters, and they're like, "Mom, make him shut up." So I had a short career with the trombone.
It's the same thing with the cello. I used to take it
The
home
cello.
because it was bigger than me, and I felt like a somebody. And everybody walked me home to make sure
You took
nobody
a
got to
cello,
get
you
mugged.
took a trombone. Imagine the two of you guys together.
But tomorrow, Cece is going to be in studio at 7:30,
Is that right?
and he's going to be playing some music here.
Awesome.
And he's already texted me. He says he heard you play the drums. Josh, one of our producers in here, is going to play the guitar with him tomorrow. But wouldn't it be a trip, even if you did one song? Now, he's
Well,
going on tour.
On tour.
He's going on
Be a-
tour.
oh,
Wanna
he
go
is.
on tour,
Our
Chris?
tour will be a short tour. Our tour will be around the studio, and that's it. You're
But people
done.
would come in droves. We want to fill this place to capacity. People will come in droves just to hear you bang out a drum.
Well, sometimes if you have good musicians, they can teach you like 1 or 2 notes, and they teach you 1 or 2 notes, and they say, "Here, just play this," and you play that, and then they kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
you kind of just feel
One
your
or two
way
beats.
through.
That's all I
just
need.
play
Kinda
thi-
just like
just
the
play
set.
this beat.
Yeah.
Don't do anything else, and then they fill in around it, and the next thing you know, you feel like you're.
What are you talking about? You can stand there and just raise your arm and go like this, and you're gonna have a crowd around you. You did that for 22 years.
No, he
Hey,
would
I'll
tell
never
us the
forget it.
weather.
I used to see him every morning, and I used to have a cup of coffee. And every time he said, "And today's weather," I said, "Another sip."
So imagine if you did a shot every time he said that.
I didn't want
Right.
to say that in public.
4 o'clock in the morning when you go on air, Freddie goes in, here's another one.
Every now and then, I'll be walking in a thrift store somewhere, just poking around. You never know what you find in a thrift store here or there or something. And somebody will look at me and say, "Hey,
Is that you? Is that
Where
you?
do I know you from?
you newsman?" And I go, so there's still a few people in the community here or there. After 30 years, I always said, for the first 10 years of my career, there were people that said, "I don't like this guy. He's, for whatever reason." The second 10 years of my career, they said, "Well, he's kind of grown on me, and he's not that bad." And for the last 10 years, they were like, "He's not too bad." So
You were good.
You've
gotta,
got a huge,
no,
you've
trust
got
me.
a
just
huge
kept coming
fan club.
back. After a period of time, kind of grew on you, like George Costanza.
Seinfeld moment.
George can't stand you. George
George
Costanza.
is making a comeback.
George
I
is
gotta
making-
tell you, you were trustworthy, because if you knew a storm was coming, if he said it was coming, then I would panic. If everybody else said it was coming, it was like a hit and miss.
Well,
50-50.
a lot of the information, in fact, about 90% of the information we got, all of it was from the National Hurricane Center. These guys, when it was hurricanes, they live, eat, breathe this stuff 24/7. And in the off season, which is the non-hurricane season from roughly December until the beginning of June, they spent all their time refining their models and looking at what they did wrong and trying to make things better. And the Department of Commerce, which they operate under, the NOAA, National Hurricane Center, that's what they do. Now I do local weather, and I could do local weather pretty good. It's pretty much 50-50, right?
Go
Freddie?
like
I mean,
this.
It's either gonna rain or not. I see a cloud.
But 3 o'clock, it's going to rain in the summer, yeah.
If that cloud comes over here, it's gonna rain here, but it rain over there.
You know what I never get about weather? Freddie, we do have to go to commercial break.
We got him in the house. He ain't gonna do that.
Weather is, people will watch weather. Chris says it's going to rain today, so I'm not going out. Well, what if 50-50, what if it doesn't rain? You can still go out. People will zone their whole life on what the weatherman
our economy
says.
and our economy down here runs on the weather, and it's not just always the tourist economy. You have the local beach economies run on it. The Rapids Water Park, free shout out to them. But golf courses, construction industry, painting outside, landscaping, car sales. I mean, everything runs on the weather. If it's going to be a rainy day, well, look at all the people who aren't going to be working today or aren't going to make any money. Now, the malls may do well because people go to the malls, but the outdoor car lot, people aren't going to be walking around in the rain looking at cars. And construction industry, those guys aren't going to be doing roofing, or whatever. It's rain and thunderstorms. So same thing for golf courses; they take a hit. So the whole local economy down here runs on weather. And they can tolerate, and they're willing to put up with a little shower here or there. But if it's a bigger event, going to last longer and be worse, then they know to plan for that.
Well, the biggest consequence of weather.
The biggest what?
The biggest consequence.
Biggest consequence?
Here comes a hurricane. There's no toilet paper.
There's no.
No, that's a
Everybody runs
that's
to
a
Home
pandemic.
Depot,
When there's no pandemic,
Walmart.
there's
There's
no
no
toilet paper.
and there's no
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah.
Why is it that those are the two things in life?
Bottled water. The things that always flew off the shelves were, bottled water, nails, lumber, 2x4s, plywood, all that stuff. Because nobody took the time earlier in the season, and
get prepared?
listen, I'm as guilty as anybody. We procrastinate. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah,
I get
I'll
to
do
that
it.
leaf.
And you guys live on the beach. You've got a whole
we're over
other
there
level of
closer
preparation.
closer to the water.
Right.
But I mean, everybody's guilty of it. Same thing with taxes. I'm a guy who waits until the last minute to do my taxes. So I'm no different than anybody else.
Yep.
But when it comes to hurricanes and preparation like that, water. But here's the thing. A lot of times what you can do is, and when I used to do hurricane preparation seminars and things like that, you can take these plastic milk jugs, hold a gallon of water, instead of throwing them out and recycling them, you can save 15 or 20 of them, rinse them out, throw them in the attic or someplace, and when it comes time for water, for bottled water, just fill them up. Before the water goes out, before the power goes off, you can fill up your own milk jugs.
I do that with my bathtub. I fill it up.
And your bathtub too.
Yeah, put aluminum foil over the top.
Yeah, you're gonna wash it. You don't want to wash it out
Doesn't
first, but
I did
but
that
you
with
can
the
also.
washing
That's the
machine.
problem. I forget that part.
You gotta wash it out first. Yeah. I did that with the washing machine when I had a top loader.
Freddie's,
That's a bad visual.
Freddie's bathtub, Freddie's water. You're like, here, have some water. I got some water. Like, this kind of tastes
Tastes
like
funny.
This kind of tastes like soap.
At least if it's just soap, Chris.
Right.
I had some other visuals that are so not appropriate.
And you
at
have
the
to
moment.
jump in the pool to take a shower. Things like that.
Oh yeah, taking a shower or a bath in the pool. We had done that back in the early 70s. We lived down near Key Biscayne, and one of the hurricanes came through. It knocked out the water. It hit the old bridge in Key Biscayne, and we took showers in the pool, or bath in the pool, or use the water. But anyway, those are things you can do that will, empty out some plastic jugs and just keep them around. Get some plywood, get what you need. Do it ahead of time before you fight the crowd, and all that sort of stuff too. So there's certain things you can get prepared for, and certain things you can't. The new saying, or it's not so new now, was it used to be run from water. In other words, if you're near an evacuation zone, which is generally anybody on or east of US 1, you're generally going to be in an evacuation zone. Run from water, otherwise hide from wind. So if you're in the inland areas, if you're in Wellington, you don't really need to evacuate. I mean, where are you going to go? I mean, if you get on the road, you're going to go north, and you have a tough time getting back again. But if you're well inland, you just secure your house, make your house a lot more sturdy, with plywood and stuff and things like that. You've got your generator. A lot of generators out there, generator companies now, and otherwise it may be too hard to get back depending upon where you go. So if you're on the coast, generally on, near, or east of US 1, they're going to tell you to evacuate. You go inland someplace, and it'll be easier to get back. Leaving the state's always trouble, because several years ago there was a hurricane. It was coming generally towards us, and a lot of people left and went to Orlando, and it wound up kind of going a little bit more north, and they wound up stuck in Orlando, and they got more of it up there than we got down here. So
You
They
never
keep
know.
retracing the storm. That happened to Gio, and I think it came from Tampa to Orlando, and everyone went,
Yeah, my
and
son
everyone got
tells me,
stuck in it.
It's coming right at you. I says, no, it's not. It's coming at you. Now, let me ask you, how come we can't do like they do in New York and build a cellar, like a hole in the ground, like a, what they call that, a
You'll
bunker?
be, yeah.
because
Well,
we
swimming,
don't
you
see
can do
it.
that. You dig 6 feet down, you're
Yeah.
underwater.
And
There's
generally,
Did you ever
There's
watch anybody
water
build
6
a
feet
pool?
down, Chris.
Yeah, they build pools. It's got to be.
Yeah, but there's a lot of holding up and holding back the water when
Yeah.
you're building a pool.
So can we do that to build an underground
you
shelter?
can't.
No.
In Florida,
No underground
the
shelters in Florida.
water table here is. The water table is. You dig down about 3 or 4 feet, and you're probably going to start to get some water. So trying to. That's why we don't have basements in Florida, generally speaking, because the water table is so high that saltwater intrusion.
What the hell do we live on?
We're at
well,
sea
it's
level
just.
here.
What?
We're at sea level in
Oh,
Florida.
Yeah, we're at
I
sea
gotta go.
level.
I gotta move.
Yeah.
I need a hole.
You need to look into a
Oh.
hole.
Nah, I'll probably drown.
You got to go up in Florida.
What, into the sky? Don't you know the hurricane comes from top to bottom?
Secure your house. You'll be good, Batman.
No. And then what can you build that won't go away? Your generator. I
Well,
love
there's
this
safe
story.
rooms. People build safe rooms in their house.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that.
so you
then
go
the
into the
roof
closet.
goes and there's no safe
No,
anything.
but you can. You could actually spend the money and build it so it's a concrete
A
block
friend of
room in
a
your
friend of
house.
mine bought this beautiful generator for his whole house to take care of the whole house. So when he came, he was ready.
There's no
came
gas?
And took the generator.
What's that?
It took the
The
generator.
woo!
It got blown away. Now that can happen too. I mean, that's something you actually have to. Plus, also, you have to think about fuel for the generator
Right.
too.
People forget to fill up
so
with fuel.
you could be. You could talk about and storage. That's another thing. Storage of a flammable, like 15 or 20 gallons of gas. You know, that could be something that is dangerous. I mean, you don't want to store that too near the house in case for some reason fumes from it, or if it were to catch on fire or leak or something. So when you get into that situation where you're actually storing the fuel for the generator, you're bringing a whole nother level of concern to your house. That's why you don't want to have back at a long time ago. The 50s and 60s and 70s, they used to talk about having candles. Make sure you have candles. But you don't want an open flame,
Yeah.
sitting on a table in the house. I mean, if it falls over, now you got a fire to deal with. So kind of the same thing. Generators are good, but having a gas generator means you've got to have the flammable fuel to run it, and where you're going to keep that, and you've got to store it far enough away from the house, and then you've got the carbon monoxide that comes from the exhaust from the generator. You don't want that getting into the house too. So these are all concerns. You can deal with them. I mean, you can safely address those, but just make sure that that's a concern that you've already thought about before the hurricane's coming.
Like turning on your generator in the garage.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
Without it
that's
being
not.
open. Yeah, you got to keep all
those
these things
Or
safe.
propane. I mean, up north, you know, all
Propane.
the time propane. People have them in their house, and they don't realize the fumes and everything.
Yeah.
I love when you bring your outdoor barbecue. You buy gargantuan barbecue and you bring it in the house because you don't want it to blow away. And then you start cooking in the house
Right.
with all that propane and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like lighter fluid. Like you were telling me the other
Right.
day. A guy puts a whole can of lighter fluid and then his eyebrows are missing.
Well, that was the event we went to on Sunday.
Right.
What is wrong with people? If I put a gallon of lighter fluid and I light a match, what do you think is going to happen?
Nothing
Well,
good.
No eyebrows, no
Yeah.
hair.
No.
Everything's gone. Your shirt melts.
Yeah.
Do you miss doing your
No more
meteorology?
Flash fire.
Dawn said, "Do I miss doing any
Every day, 3
every
a.m.,
day?"
getting
No,
up.
Yes, he does.
I used to get up at 2:30 in the morning, and my girlfriend, now my wife, she never got up. The cat was the only one who got up with me. The cat would get up, Rocco. He'd get up because he knew I'd feed him, and he'd follow me around the house. And but I don't miss getting up at 2:30 in the morning. If it took longer to get to work, if I slept in, I was just that much further behind when I got there. We live about 15 minutes away from work, so it wasn't that bad. But I always got dressed at work. I never got dressed at home because it was just I could always find 15 or 20 minutes to get ready at work. So I get up at 2:30, which was the hardest thing, and get in. Didn't matter what the weather was outside. You got to get in. Nobody cares how you feel. You got to get in. You got to get there. You got to go. If I woke up and I didn't feel well, then I'd have to call somebody else. I'd have to call Lauren or Michael or somebody else and say, and I got to wake them up. You think they want to get waken up at 2:30 in the morning?
Wow.
So there were a few times where I would call Michael or somebody, and the next person I would say, hey, you know what, I'm not feeling that great. Don't go out dancing on tabletops tonight. Don't go, knocking them back tonight, because if I get up tomorrow and I don't feel well, I'm going to give you a call. Just heads up. And most of the time I'd feel okay the next day, or I'd just go in. It wasn't that big a deal. So, but I don't miss getting up, no. And
What time does your day end? If you go in at 2:30, what time does your day end?
When I first started, I was working 2:30 until I did the 4:30 a.m. until 7 a.m. show, and then we had a 9 to 10 a.m. show, and then we had a 12 to 12:30, and I did them all.
Wow.
So when I finally got home, it would be about 1 or 1:15 or 1:30 in the afternoon. So it could be a long day.
Yeah, it's an 11-hour. That's an 11-hour day when people are first
Yeah.
getting their day
You gotta
going.
go to sleep. I mean, it's 3 o'clock
When
in the afternoon.
I sometimes I'd take a nap when I got home from 2 to 3, but I was by 7:30, 8 o'clock I was beat. I was ready to ready for bed. Some people said, "How can you go to bed so early?" Believe me, you're ready.
If you're up at 2:30, and your wife
Yeah,
is a
you're right.
night person, so that must have been
Yeah,
an
she's
interesting.
she's a night person. She's a chatty person. She's
She's awesome.
She's all of it. I mean, she's all of it. But no, she got up pretty early. She had a busy day too. And for her doing what she does in healthcare and Medicare and all that, a lot of her business was at night, because people she'd have to after they got off work.
Right.
That's when they wanted to
Right.
talk about healthcare, and they're at work when they're busy all day. They don't have time for this, so it kind of worked out that way. So. Anyway,
Now he's into phase. What
Yeah.
chapter of your life?
I'm on the back nine, as we say.
How's your golf game?
As we say in the golfing community,
gonna
I'm
say,
on
exactly.
the back nine.
How's your game?
I played yesterday. I played a course in Fort Pierce. If you live in St. Lucie County or Fort Pierce, you happen to be around there, it's a great course. It's fantastic. It's called Fairwinds. And it's a wide open course. Most of the time when you play golf down here, you got houses on the right, water on the left, or houses on the left and water on the right. But this is a course that's beautiful. It's in northern St. Lucie County, northern Fort Pierce, up by Indrio Road. And it's just wide open. There's nothing. There are no houses
Nice.
anywhere.
And what's your handicap?
If I could get out of the sand, it would be a lot lower, but it's about 18. And that's, for instance, I shot 93
Not too bad.
yesterday. And I played from the
18.
blue tees. And I had a lot of pars, but then I couldn't get out of the sand. It would take me 2 or 3 to get out of the sand here or there. So,
16 to 18.
Really?
Freddie can get out of the sand.
Me?
You.
I live in the sand.
That's what I thought.
I got
hit it to the
Wait a minute.
sand because I want to be in the
Wait,
sand.
really?
I got yelled at Beaucaire. By the instructor who was teaching me, and I hit it into the sand. I didn't know that you can't muck in the sand.
no,
You can't even put your hand on the sand.
no, you can't touch anything.
If you touch it, you get a stroke.
That's a stroke. You can't
So
put.
I
You can't.
picked it up and I threw it at him.
Yeah.
And they said, Mr. Santori,
Well, that's-
the sport is not for
could
you.
You could also use the foot wedge.
Yeah.
You could when nobody's looking, a couple of guys
Use the rake.
the foot
Just use the
wedge,
rake.
know.
I mean, this is a game that if you make a hole in when you hit it,
Divot, a divot.
a divot, you
A
gotta
divot.
put a little green thing on there. And
Yeah.
You gotta sort of.
Can mark it and
And they used to
everything.
get
Well,
mad
no.
at me because I gave her the old Brooklyn.
After
They
you,
like that
after you take a divot, after you hit the ball, usually it'll take some of the turf, and you want to, throw a little sand in it, and maybe just cover up the hole,
It's on
because
the
So
otherwise.
nobody's going to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have it on the cards. You
Yeah.
see all these holes. It's an amazing game. It's
You know,
for
we haven't
kids
even
and-
gotten
It's a lot
to
of
the
fun.
antiquities we have sitting next to you.
We're
that
gonna
you have
take
no
a
idea.
commercial break in Antigua. We just got that working.
Are we going to be able to do that now?
Yeah.
All right, so hang on, New York. You're good to hang with us a little bit,
Oh,
Chris?
absolutely, yeah.
All right, stay tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break. WGHT, we're up and running. Commercial what? We'll be right back.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW, and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Call 877-281-0289.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, CEO of MyPillow. Retailers, shopping channels, and now even banks have tried to cancel myself and MyPillow. During these times, your support has meant everything to us. So my employees and I want to personally thank each and every one of you by passing the savings directly on to you. We're selling the best products ever for the best prices ever. For example, we have my towels with proprietary technology which makes them soft and absorbent. Towels that work, what a concept. They're made with USA cotton and come in a variety of awesome colors. My 6-piece towel set is regularly $109.99, now just $39.99 with your promo code. I support this show, and I would like to offer you our biggest discounts for listening. So please go to our website, mypillow.com, and put in the promo code at the end of this message to get the biggest discounts. Again, thanks for listening, and God bless.
Call 800-883-1046 and use promo code CAFESLEEP.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available, so don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Call 800-651-4808.
Hi, I'm Dawn Clifford, owner and founder of Clifford Insurance Advisors. Established in November of 1999, we focus on mainly health, life, disability, Medicare, and long-term care insurance. Specifically for people aging into Medicare or the self-employed or even employee benefits for small business owners. We can be reached by phone number at 561-880-0391 or by email info@cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com. Visit our website at www.cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com and even visit Facebook, Clifford Insurance Advisors.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
You know, good. And we're back. This is the difference between pure silver and what's this
Sterling
one?
silver.
Sterling silver. And you put on these glasses, and if you go to Paul, he'll show you pictures of me wearing them.
These are beautiful coins. We've got Chris Farrell joining us, our former meteorologist and now antiquities guru over here. We've
So
got
you have a lot of these coins?
and
I have quite a few. Actually, the one that you're holding right there, and we're going to look at some antiques and some collectibles, and I've got a couple of stories about a few things. This book right here, actually, I got at a garage sale.
Can you zoom in on that?
And
Zoom in.
I wasn't really quite sure what it was, but actually this was an estate sale, and I had to look a little closely at it because when you open up the book, it has it doesn't say anything about anything being silver in it, but had all these coins inside right here.
What's
See this?
camera 3 on?
And all these coins. So I had to take the book apart using a screwdriver because it has screws in the back of it.
Camera 3.
And it's a very heavy book. It weighs probably, well, I don't know, it seems like almost a pound or so. And then inside the, once I got the screws out, which I'm just going to take this one out right here. Once I took the screws out, I could actually take the page out. Wow. And when I took the page out, here you go. Each one of these coins, here you go. Each one of these coins turned out to be sterling silver. But I only knew it because, Freddie, you looked down there. Remember you looked at it? And it said 925. And 925 is sterling silver. That's.
But you going in, and you found these numbers, what it meant?
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. I just knew they were very heavy. Now it could have just been bronze because this isn't the other coin I had, the fine silver that I gave you, the shiny. This isn't shiny silver, but this is more of a subdued silver, and it's not really tarnished, but it's just not polished fine. But it was silver, 925.
But where did you get them?
Well, at the estate sale,
Is this like from China?
These were actually
Mao Zedong or
these were
something?
actually made by the Franklin Mint.
In this country?
Yeah, the Franklin Mint's still around. They were big in minting in the 70s and 60s, and I think they still do a little. They did like the Elvis plates.
Right.
Remember the Franklin Mint? The Franklin Mint presents Elvis, the King lives. You too can own all 67 plates with pictures like Blue Hawaii and Viva Las Vegas.
Well, who is Titivus Flitivis?
Well, this particular book of coins that they minted was for what's called the Testament of Monte. I don't know the Italian for it right here, but it says right here in the front, it says this first edition was minted for many of the great artists and their works from the Old Testament Italian masters such as Michelangelo, Raphael, and a couple of others. All of these coins represent one of their great works. And some of them in here, like you have, here's Noah's Ark. One of these is Noah's Ark. One is Adam and Eve. One is Cain and Abel. One is the Tower of Babel. And all of those are in here.
What year were these minted?
These were made in the 70s. But they made them to look like they were older.
So is there like a trade value to this stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh, these well, silver is a precious metal. In fact, silver is called the poor man's gold, because those of us who can't afford gold, well, we get silver. I got silver right here.
But do we like melt this down to make rings?
You could. There is a melt. What's called a melt value to it.
A melt value.
A melt value.
Which changes the value of it.
Yeah, it's more. It's probably more. It's more valuable in its form right there. That's probably almost 2 ounces of silver right there.
Did you see what kind of coin that is, though?
Silver's about $20 an ounce right now, so that's probably $40 worth of silver. But it's only 0.925, so it's not 100%. So it may be worth 30, maybe $33 just in the silver value.
Like
of that
I
can tell you, the back of this coin is spectacular.
Now that one's a different one. Freddie, hold that one.
Look at this one.
Change that one with Dawn.
The back of this is unbelievable.
And that one.
What is this?
That's another silver coin. That's fine silver. And fine silver, you looked at it earlier.
Yes, this is almost pure.
That's pure silver. That's 0.999 FS, which is fine silver. Fine silver is about as close as you can get to pure silver. The other coin you had was 0.925. A lot of us have sterling silver rings. Like I have a sterling silver ring right here. The sterling silver is 0.925. And it's got copper in it. It's got copper and some other base metal. In fact, the copper in it is what makes it turn sometimes black a little bit or tarnish. They say it's not fine silver. It's only 92.925 or 92%. But that's fine silver, that coin you have right there.
This comes from the Vatican. It says St. Patrick triumphs over the
That's
devil's
another
demon birds.
That's another commemorative. A lot of times they make commemorative coins to commemorate certain events and things, and that's a commemorative coin. And I just pulled that one out because it was 0.999. But you see how shiny that one is.
I'm so excited Chris gets over all of these things.
I'm going to tell you, you
right?
would think I'm holding on to
This is like a treasure trove all the time. Is that why you love purchasing?
Well, I just came across it. It was just something I came across, and I knew it had some value, and the people had an estate sale, and they needed to sell it, and I gave them a good price on it, and I've had that for a couple of years now. The price of metal goes up and down. Silver is $20, $21 an ounce today. It was $25 an ounce maybe a month ago. Same thing with gold. You know how gold goes up and down? Same thing with silver. So the cost of buying these things or selling them, goes up and down, daily or weekly. So, and I happen to just hold on to those because I liked them, and maybe someday in the future I'll sell it. I've got the whole book right here. Next time I come, I have a beautiful book, another book I got it's called the Louvre, Masters of the Louvre. It's the French book of coins.
That has to be spectacular.
Fantastic coins. The book itself is about almost 1.5 feet tall and 1 foot wide, and it probably weighs about 5 or 6 pounds. The coins in it are so nice and beautiful. But
do you sell the coins in the book or the whole book as one?
Oh, I would probably sell the whole book as one.
And how much should a book like that cost?
Boy, I think the last time I looked, it was a couple $1,000s, something like that. Once again, it gets to the weight of the metal.
Right.
The weight of the metal, and then there's the what they call the numismatic value of it, which is the presentation of the coin. The way it's struck, how the beauty of it. Is it worn down? What is it like that coin right there? What is it? What's it? Does it say anything on it?
This is the demon, St. Patrick's triumph over the demon birds.
St. Patrick's triumph over the demon birds. It's probably got a nice little scene on it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's the St. Patrick's hitting birds with a cane.
No.
Yeah.
Not hitting the birds.
He's swinging at them, the devil's birds.
And the birds are swinging back, and it's a
Remember
riot.
the movie,
The birds are everywhere on this coin.
Well, no, those coins have value just in the presentation of it. The pure beauty of it being struck. You could have a bar of silver, or you could have that coin, they both have the same weight. You probably want the coin more than the bar, because the bar doesn't really, it's a bar. There's no artistic value to it. I mean, somebody might like that. You could take that and you could put it in a pendant,
Yep.
put it around your neck, or you just keep it. I mean, people buy and collect things just to have for the beauty of it too. So
Tell me about the crystal piece you have before we have to wrap up.
That's what?
Crystal piece.
Oh, this here? This is Murano glass right here.
Who
And
glass?
Murano Glass.
That's the thing?
The Murano Glass factory in Venice, Italy. That's where Murano Glass comes from, the authentic. And this inside it is 24 karat gold. It's inside the glass. There's no value. Not as you wouldn't want to break it and try to get every little piece out. It wouldn't be worth it. But this is a signed piece, and from Murano Glass. I brought this simply because again the artistic beauty of these glass pieces is phenomenal. This weighs probably, what do you think?
What is it,
Paul?
5 pounds?
4 pounds.
4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And that's a parrot. That's beautiful right there. And that's probably, if somebody just had that around the house, they go, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. What do you want for it? Oh, I don't know. Give me $20. But you could probably get 150. Maybe. One of the things about vintage today is that social media has diminished the price of everything. Where it used to be only one person had one of these. If you Google search it, you can see it looks like everything. I mean, everybody's got one. And it's kind of driven the price of things down a little bit. Because if everybody has one, well, it's not so...
Yeah, but they're not in Chris Farrell's house,
Well...
I got this bird in my house. You may have it too, but this is me.
So, but if you have some of these items, any art glass is generally, valuable to us. I mean, it's worth more than you might imagine because art glass is something that's very difficult to produce. I mean, not anybody can do this.
Right.
It takes a certain amount of talent, and when it comes from Italy, particularly if it says Murano on it, where that says it has the Murano and this is a signed piece too. Down at the bottom down here, it's signed. So there's a lot more value to it. Anytime you have a label on something, or it's signed, there's a lot more value to it. Do you want me to keep going? I've got a few other things here.
Actually, we're going to have to wrap this segment up. Are you going to be up at your shop over the weekend for 4th of July?
No, I won't actually be there, but it's the Unique Antique Shop. It's in North Fort Pierce. It's the Unique Antique Shop, and there's a lot of other vendors in there too, not just me. 4559 North US 1 in Fort Pierce. You can just Google search it, or go to coolantiquesandjewels.com. I'm on Instagram too, Cool Antiques Jewels, and you'll see the things there. I've got a few more things here we'll look at next. A couple of things I found at a garage. This is incredible right here, right, Paul?
He loves this.
Absolutely. It's very cool.
These are things, I can't believe I found these, but...
He loves what he does.
Roadside, remember the Roadside, the show, Roadside?
Yeah, Antiques.
Antique Roadshow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people bring up, the lady was up there, she had a $50,000 painting. She had it in the back of the closet.
They actually
took
just
the sock off of it.
They actually just found that.
This is unbelievable right here. You're not going to believe what this is or where I found it. And this right here, too. This book right here. The story behind this, too. Both of these. And
your favorite.
Let me tell you, like I said, I do a lot of looking. I don't do a lot of finding. I mean, there's days where I come home, beat, dead, tired, and I found nothing. It could be 2 or 3 days or even a couple of weeks.
Where do you look, on the computers?
Oh, gosh, I look everywhere. I mean, I go to thrift stores, I go to estate sales, I go to garage sales, I go to flea markets. I just, anywhere and everywhere. You never know.
So more to come with that. More to come with these great finds with Chris Farrell. Paul, I hope you're going to hang around for a little bit.
Sure.
We've got Ananda joining us. The whole family's here. See what else we've got cooking on the 1 o'clock hour. Changing some sets, I actually saw there was a great find over in England. They found a beautiful picture from the Renaissance of the Virgin Mary, $250,000 in a dying woman's bedroom.
Oh, no.
I misplaced that.
Find it again.
Somebody give me a phone number.
WDHT, it has been a pleasure.
No.
We'll see you on the other side of this news and commercial break. We'll be right back.
I got to receive it.
Breathing through my troubles, trying to be smart, living with another, passion in my heart, partners come and go, always with a twirl.
Providing music you will enjoy. JM Production performers will brighten up your stage. Condominiums and residential communities, nightclubs and restaurants that want to provide top quality singers and entertainers for their social events, banquets, celebrations, and their customers use JM Productions to ensure that they have an uplifting and beautiful event. Now, tune in for the show.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commission work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Call 877-281-0289.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available. So don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you.
The Russian government officially missed bond payments on international debt for the first time in a century because of the Western sanctions that limited access to global capital markets. Harry Michaels reports.
Moscow's struggles now threaten its bond ratings, but Russian officials charge that the default was induced by the United States and allies cutting it off from the market. The Kremlin has been slammed with economic sanctions since its invasion of Ukraine in late February.
Russian long-range bombers fired a missile that struck a crowded shopping mall in Ukraine's central city, killing 13 people and injuring 50.
People were running around, and after about 30 minutes, I decided to go and check out the place. The center was just destroyed. I'm out of words. I did not expect that something like this could happen in my town.
South Korea's new unification minister said Monday that Seoul's response to a nuclear provocation by North Korea will be much sterner than under the previous administration. In a meeting with foreign reporters in downtown Seoul, Unification Minister Kwon Young-si said South Korea is still looking to engage in dialogue with the North, but underlying the stronger position that the President Yoon Suk-yeol has staked out against Pyongyang. In the largest military buildup since the Cold War, NATO plans to boost its high readiness forces to 300,000 in response to Russia's war in Ukraine. David Alexander reports.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg made the announcement Monday, one day before U.S. President Joe Biden heads to a NATO summit in Madrid. The NATO summit will be transformative, with many important decisions, including on a new strategic concept for a new security reality, a fundamental shift in NATO's deterrence and defense, and support to Ukraine now and for the future, Stoltenberg said.
This is the latest news headlines. WNBA star Brittany Griner's detention in Russia has been extended through December 20th, according to reports. The decision was made during a preliminary hearing that Griner attended on Monday, Russia's state-run TV reported. Griner is expected to remain in custody throughout that time, according to the Associated Press. The WNBA star did not respond to reporters' questions as she walked out of the courtroom on Monday. The next hearing is scheduled for July 1st, when her trial is expected to begin. 3 people were killed and others were injured when a passenger train traveling from Los Angeles to Chicago struck a dump truck and derailed in the remote rural area of Missouri on Monday.
I was afraid the windows were going to smash, so I shindied myself up against the exit to the room.
People around me have bumps, bruises, they've got bruised ribs, and I don't have survivor's guilt. I don't know why, but I'm very thankful that everyone in my group, they're going home.
A man who complained that there was too much mayonnaise on his sandwich opened fire at an Atlanta sandwich shop, killing one employee and injuring another, police said. The shooting happened around 6:30 p.m. Sunday at a Subway restaurant attached to a gas station in downtown Atlanta. Police said the man argued with 2 female workers before shooting them.
Me and my partners were actually reevaluating whether or not we're going to continue to do this in this neighborhood anyway.
This was a very tragic situation that did not have to occur, Atlanta Police Deputy Chief Charles Hampton Jr. told reporters Monday. The company planning to buy Donald Trump's new social media business has disclosed a federal grand jury investigation that it says could impede or even prevent its acquisition of the Truth Social app. Shares of Digital World Acquisition Corporation dropped almost 10% Monday as the company revealed it has received subpoenas from the grand jury in New York. And that's the latest news headlines. I'm Alan Edwards.
Providing music you will enjoy. JM Production performers will brighten up your stage. Condominiums and residential communities, nightclubs and restaurants that want to provide top-quality singers and entertainers for their social events, banquets, celebrations, and their customers use JM Productions to ensure that they have an uplifting and beautiful event. Now, tune in for the show.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyrashevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commission work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyrashevsky@gmail.com. That's amyrashevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Call 877-281-0289.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available. So don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Reset. Tell him to hit reset.
Abracadabra. You guys are invisible. What did you do? What'd you do?
Nothing. That was yesterday's.
For a person that doesn't do anything, you do a lot of nothing. That ain't working, this ain't working, and then I disappear.
I gotta tell you, you know all those angels that flew in here yesterday with Frank? They're all having a whole lot of fun.
The Angels. No. You know, the Tampa Bay, the Colorado Avalanche just won the Stanley Cup, right? They are the champions of the world. Congratulations to them. Their goalie has nothing on this one. You talk about deflection? The Angels and the this and the that. What'd you do?
I do nothing.
You touched something. I had a camera. Now I got no camera.
You're right there.
Abracadabra.
We're in, we're out. And that was like a magic trick. I couldn't have even done that better if I tried.
You couldn't do that again if you wanted to. I don't even know how you did that.
And we are back on this whimsical Wednesday.
And we're back to that word again.
We've got Chris Farrell, Paul Solomon. We've got Ananda Nelson, a new friend of ours, joining us. She does psychotherapy with energy healing.
Oh, you're in the right house. Somebody, lay me down.
And while we were at commercial break, Chris gets a phone call that someone wants to bid on the bird.
I know, and I told the kids, any phone call, you put them on the air immediately.
So they said, give Chris my number, and they want to bid on the bird.
I'm out the commission.
You're out the commission? I think you got 2 phone calls. So we're going to see what happens with the bird. But before we get to Ananda, I have to ask you, what is this Dolphins' famous 72 season yearbook?
So this is a, I was at an estate sale.
Are you serious?
And well, it had been picked over pretty good. Usually when they have estate sales, they last for a couple, 3 or 4 days. And this particular one I went to, it was the last day. And I thought, well, I'll just go and, kick around and see what's in there. And it was actually up in Fort Pierce. And it was probably 4 or 5 months ago. And just about everything that was left really wasn't anything I was interested in. It didn't have much value. It was just left. So, but there were some old books. And so, and I'm not listen, if I read a book when I was in college, it was but anyway, so I just poked around looking at the books, and I came across this book right here. And it said, what does it say on the front? It says Dolphins 72. And I thought, oh, wow, Dolphins 72, that was the undefeated season.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was the only NFL team to go undefeated, right, Paul?
Yeah.
And so, so I picked it up and I started looking at it, and it's got pictures in here of all the players. And in the very front right here, it has, I'll move up to the camera here a little bit so you can see right here. It has...
Who signed it?
Can you see that?
Yeah, who signed it?
Say Don Shula?
Yep. Don Shula.
Wow.
Don Shula right there.
That's amazing.
Now, as much as we could authenticate it,
right?
We tried to at the antique store. We did some. We just we had a big magnifying glass, and we got some of his signatures and put them together. And so you want to hold that, Paul?
Yeah.
So anyway, as much as we could, we authenticated it, and it looks like his signature. It looks like his signature.
So are you selling that book? Are you selling the book?
Are you making an offer?
No, I'm not an officer. I'll offer it to give
Well, this is the, and it turns out, and this is the 50th anniversary this year, because this was
right
1972, and so this was 1972, and now here we are in 2022, and so it's got each one of the. I don't know if I want to show Freddie this, but I'll do it anyway. It's got each one of the games that they played.
Wow.
And some highlights in it. This one, the games, the Dolphins beat the Bills.
So is that for sale?
30-16.
Think how many people would want that.
Is it for sale?
Oh, yeah, it's for sale.
Teasing us?
And
did he say yes? Has he said yes?
Nah, he hasn't said yes yet.
Is it for sale?
Josh is laughing. He's like, sit down.
Sit down. Where's
like,
the man on the book?
They got guys that work here.
Do you want to unload this book? Is that what you're doing?
Well, I brought it just to show you what
us?
I just brought to show you what I find sometimes.
Don Shula's fingerprint in blood is on the back of the last page.
It's got here's Dolphins Patriots. Probably the last time we beat the Patriots, 52-0.
No, you beat them last year.
Have we beat the Patriots?
Oh yes, you beat them when Brady was there too.
Come on. When you go to a Dolphins Patriots game, you'd swear you were at Foxborough.
Well, it's a lot of teams coming down
because
here.
a lot of teams come down here, and it's like, hey, the Jets are here. Let's go to the Jets. All the Jets, the fans. Same thing with the Steelers. And it's got pictures in here of Don Shula down here.
Okay, let me ask you for the last time.
Sure.
Are you selling the book?
I'm selling the book. Well, whatever we get the best offer.
All right, so give us a call. I like to do this on the air. What's the number? 888. Why aren't you hooked up? 888-994-994.
888-994-4995. Studio A. 888-994-4995. Studio A. This is the Dolphins perfect 72 season with what we think is the Don Shula signature in the
And
cover.
his fingerprint and blood on the last page. Somebody give me a pen.
Oh my gosh, that is like the gift of all gifts for Miami Dolphin lovers.
That's a gift for your son. How much?
100%.
Where's the bidding start here, my man?
Well, where do you think we should start?
Me? I'm not a Dolphins fan.
Well, you know what? And that's the
quarter.
thing.
50 cents. 50 cents.
50 cents and I want change.
Well, you know what? Well, listen, it was a little bit of a drive to get down here, so it's mainly gas money.
Gas money.
Okay, so
$5.
How much is
$5.
it?
So I got $5.
$5.
That's only going to get me.
100, so 150.
So far, I got a gallon of gas. The bidding is in gallons of gas.
What about a donut in the gallon? A gallon of gas is about $100. Okay, let's start at $100. You want to start at 100?
Yep, $100.
All right, so Dawn says starting at $100.
I'll bid at $100. Yes.
She's bidding $100.
It's in, this is actually the outer cover right here. This is the, when you got a book cover. In the old days, you got a cover. So the cover on the outside is a little beat, but the actual inside, is this is the aqua, and this is the
Yeah, they're colors.
Their colors aqua and what is that? Orange.
Yeah.
Aqua and orange right there.
Set it for your son and tell him to go down and meet Dan Marino. And Marino can sign his name right next to Don Shula.
Absolutely.
And so, and there's the front of it right there. It says Dolphin 72.
All right,
And,
I started the bidding at $100. We got to get over to the psychotherapist here because she's got a patient. 888-994-4995.
Where, in the closet?
She's been here for like a half hour. And
Where's
this
the
poor girl,
patient?
we've at
Is
her
that over there
office.
with the beard?
Pretty much. Studio A, Dolphins perfect 72 season.
You know what? Go to a 3-shot and we can sell this thing on the air while the doc talks, right? Sure. I mean, she's taking all this in and she's analyzing every nut in this place.
So we haven't met her before. We've got Ananda Nelson joining us, and there she is. And our producers are saying, she's got to go. She's got to go. She's got a patient to go. So welcome, Ananda. Hi. We've heard so much about you. Yeah. And it's all good things, but you do I have to say what you do. You're a licensed clinical social worker, but you work a little bit differently within the space.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what do you do that is different?
Well, I tell most of my clients when they first call me, I'm going to be the most non-traditional therapist that you probably ever worked with or ever heard of. Most of the techniques that they teach in obviously traditional schooling or things like that work, but of course they're a little bit slower, they're a little bit more, I don't want to call them outdated, but they're definitely more basic. And the techniques that I use are quick, fast, effective. They really get to the root of all the problems that you might see, and it's really, really cool. It's very, very different. You gotta have it in your mind.
All right, so what type of techniques do you do? I saw you do some Reiki. You said you use some energy healing.
So what I use primarily in my practice is what's called neuro-emotional technique. So essentially that's allowing the body to release itself of the trauma. So basically anytime we go through stress, trauma, the body holds onto it because it goes into that fight, flight, or freeze mode. And essentially it's carrying through, like let's say even if there was a trauma at 5, 6, 7, even in adolescence,
the body is still processing and acting as if it's still in that stage. So you'll see adults that get into fights and they act like 4-year-olds. It's because that 4-year-old brain is still coming out in the present day.
So like when I say to Freddie, how old are you?
Exactly.
And he says 6.
Yep.
I'm like, now it makes sense?
Absolutely.
12?
But
Yeah.
I'm right where the definition is, right? I mean, I'm acknowledging the fact that I've held on to trauma. I'm a trauma victim. Yes?
Yes.
But a lot of
We
people
won't
have
disagree.
childhood traumas, and they seem to be affecting relationships, everything, business, all their growth. But we may not even realize we have childhood traumas. Maybe we think we had a great life, and then someone tells us, no, you didn't.
Well, and it's also to say that trauma at this point is almost like an overused word, kind of like how gaslighting is getting a little bit overused,
Yep.
but it's more so that, of course, no person ever has gone through this life unscathed, unhurt, not in pain. So obviously trauma varies. There's been, really extensive types of trauma, like, of course, abuse, molestation, things that are really deep. But then, of course, like, if you lose your mom in a supermarket when you're 4, it feels like the end of the world. And it is at the time, but you can still recover from that. But it still holds that space in the body.
So do you help people overcome these traumas? Is that what you do?
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it wipes the slate clean so they can have a new beginning?
Absolutely. Well, it really brings the trauma back to neutral. And that's the whole point, is bringing neutrality. So whenever we're in this sort of unconscious mode, you have the choice then to at least see it from a neutral space and then have the possibility of making a new choice. But usually when you're in that automatic unconscious state, you don't even know that you're doing it.
So she's going to make you inert.
Psycho-spiritual counseling.
That sounds pretty severe. That sounds kind of
I feel like it's taking some of your energy healers and putting it with counseling and then the angels. And you wonder why
And we're
we're
back
having
to this
issues
again.
today? Because this one walked in is why. Why are you blaming me for you
It
disappearing?
started before she got here.
It's funny. I thought today was going to be the perfect storm. It's just turned out to be a storm. But
we got Chris in the house. He can help with your weather report.
Right. If he
That's
sells
another
umbrellas,
reason,
I'm
because
really
Chris
in
is
trouble.
here.
Chris is going to sell umbrellas. Yeah? Okay, so you meet somebody,
Right.
and they at first they have to open up to tell you they have traumas, or do you see it right away?
It could be either or. Some people, like, you just see and you can feel it. But obviously, if you're energy sensitive, you're going to feel those things. But of course, one of our rules, right? Like, don't make assumptions. So you might feel or interpret something, but that's out of our own lenses, out of our own interpretations, versus asking that open, clear question of, yeah, like, why are you here? What has happened that has brought you to this place? And seeing it from the most honorable place possible.
How old are you?
I'll give you a chance to
You're
guess.
under 30?
I
Yes.
sure am.
You're
yeah.
under 20?
No.
No,
Really?
she's a
I couldn't get a
LCSW,
master's
right.
and be licensed that
I
young.
know
It'd be
14-year-olds that got masters. Let's not go there. It's not. I'm telling you, I know a 14 got a master's. Let's not go there. Now you sound like you have a lot of experience. You've been doing this a long time.
Yes, but when you're raised by a psychotherapist.
There you go.
For his daughter.
There's those childhood traumas, the good and the bad of the traumas of the things we learn as children.
Now the people around you, names should remain excluded. Do they sort of look at you as like a piece? Do they change, or are they just naturally around the way they are?
People that are naturally close to me in my life.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like there are memes out there that's like, if you're going to be friends with me, like, you can't not change. But that is actually the truth. Like, you can't not be around me and start to either see things differently, more clearly. Because even if I'm not in therapist mode, and there are those boundaries, but I naturally ask those kinds of questions, those deeper questions about life and meaning and why things hurt. And I mean, especially when you're in a family of therapists, my mom's a therapist, my sister's in, she's a master in psych working for it. So it's like we're surrounded.
And you're married into this family. Why? You want to be psychoanalyzed.
Absolutely.
No, actually, I can see.
they love
I can
it.
see the deal here because the mama is forget about it. Paul ain't too far behind, but the one I'm going to look at is the bearded wonder over there.
Bearded wonder.
But I gotta tell you, she has a different energy about her, which is really kind of cool. She looks like she likes to laugh and have a lot of fun. And at the same time, what she does, she takes seriously, was kind of cool as well. I mean, I love Paul. I think Paul, and I always say, I wish mom and dad was around when he was around and we would have taken care of business. But I love what he does. I am fascinated by what you do. And
Me too.
And you're young.
Oh, yeah.
These people that are in this field are in their 40s and their 50s or whatever, they're trying to be.
But Ananda, I have to ask you, how did you take your master's degree, right? It was book smart, not Rhodes Scholar smart, like we laughed about earlier, and decide to put this whole spiritual, psychosocial healing side to it instead of just, sit down and tell me your life story.
Well, that was the vision the entire time. I went into school, I went into social work knowing that the end goal was private practice. My intention was never to be a slave to the government or be a slave to any kind of other entity other than myself. And knowing that everyone would tell me, oh, just become a life coach, become a spiritual life coach. And I was like, if my vision and my purpose is really to reach the people that are not going to find a life coach or find someone like that. If my intention is truly to reach all the people, I have to be relatable in a way that they can trust me. And people do relate and trust education. And it was a great experience. The social work values I do deeply align with. But I always knew from the beginning that it was going to be a merge of the mind-body work, because that is the real healing. You can sit and talk about something all day. You might get somewhere, down the line, but there's so many more ways to do it more effectively, more honorably, that you're not just sitting there like, will I ever get better? Like feeling hopeless, you know?
Yeah, but mom and dad, you grew up around two professionals that do this.
Aha,
So
well,
tell me.
Dad was not a professional. Dad was an active alcoholic. So I had both sides. Mom's been in recovery forever. So I had the clarity very early on of where I wanted to end up. He unfortunately passed from cirrhosis from his alcoholism when I was in college. So it was a very clear path of where do I want to end up? And I went to meetings growing up. So I grew up in AA. I grew in the rooms, like, and seeing those people so young saying, you know, like that one drink ruined my whole life. I was like, got it. All right. I know where I'm headed.
The different choices to make.
Mm-hmm.
And
She
so
learned from the past.
and the path of what that is. But being able to put all of this together. Now, people say mind, body, spirit. I think that gets thrown around a whole heck of a lot. How do you change the mind, body, spirit into actual practice on the mat, as they would say?
Well, the mind-body connection is definitely something that's been thrown around. I would say that the people that are normally talking about it, not that they don't know enough information, but they don't know how to put it into applicable practice. So when I'm in practice, you can really feel when you're doing the process that I work with, you feel the body changing. I've had clients when they're recovering from usually some deeper, even childhood trauma, like they feel it move inside of their body. You know, it's like if there's a physical component to the anxiety, if it's in the stomach, in the chest, they can physically feel that release. And I'm definitely good with the psychoeducation aspect of teaching people what is happening inside of you. I'm obviously not a scientist, so I'm not going to be like, the cells are doing this, because I don't know about all of that, but I know how to explain it in such a way that it makes sense versus just sitting with yourself. Some people that don't have that education, but I think that's where it falls off, is that people just don't know enough to truthfully explain it rigorously, that it's understood, and then seen in the physical that change of I felt this way, maybe stuck, constrained, anxious, heavy, to like, oh, I physically feel lighter, more clear, more cognizant in this moment and in my life.
And you can physically help people release some of these old traumas so that they can recover, and we hate to say heal, but heal.
Yeah, and definitely heal. Sometimes it takes, you know, there are layers to us. There's layers of these traumas and these stressors that we experience, and then we bring it about through the pattern that we carry. So it does take that unpacking, but it does take that responsibility too of, okay, I know where my part is in this. Like, how am I holding on to this? Am I staying attached to this pain because it keeps me attached to the person that caused this pain that I want to love so bad, but I can or I shouldn't? Like, there's just so many moving parts to it that we normally can't see, and that's where I come in.
It's the old stories, the generations. I should stay with them because I don't want to leave because they've got these issues, but this isn't good. Oh my gosh, there's so much that you can do.
Yeah.
You work with couples, teens, everybody? What's your scope of practice?
Yes, mostly everybody, but of course, like, I have those teenagers that I work with and I love them. My normal population is usually between 20 and 40. I've got a few in their 40s and 50s, but normally in that range. I have a range of men and women, couples, obviously, individual. Obviously, I wouldn't take on someone with severe mental illness like schizophrenia or something that's way out of my scope, but if I can help them, I will. And sometimes it's more about the rapport and the connection than the training. Of course, don't take something on that you can't handle, but the connection is going to be what helps the healing process the most. It's an important pillar.
Counseling. I mean, it's so unbelievable.
I like it. What I like about her is she's quick. You know, sometimes she's fast, and sometimes what's going on around us, and I look at Paul, I'll shoot Paul a message without saying anything and what angle I want to go to, and he picks it up like this. And she's fast. She picks it up as well.
She's good.
You know, business is it's all about angles. You know, and you talk to this man here who's been doing it forever. It's all about angles. It's about finding that niche, going in there and getting people to call and become a client on the show. I mean, that's what it's all about. And she's fast. And
Well,
you can see it.
you want to find the right fit. Not all therapists fit with all people. And there are younger and younger generations that are into spiritual. And I saw you worked at Flora Aura also. That's my new go-to store for everything, where I keep buying all that jewelry from Jolie's store. And there's so many people in this space where they go, okay, read my cards. Your son was in yesterday. The psychic said this. But people are looking for healing, not just here's a quick fix. The psychic said this, but how do I get there and release all of the traumas that I'm holding on to get to where I could potentially be? And I love that she's working in this space of metaphysical world, because that is where so many people are heading.
You know, healing comes in a lot of different ways. Even humor is healing, right? So you saw Frank that was here yesterday in the books that he writes. And he's written things since 2012, and they're happening today. It's like all of a sudden, he can see the future in his writings. And when you ask him, why did you write it? He tells you, I just heard voices and they told me to write it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love this whole thing that's going on around certain people who are beginning to see these things. And I know that she can hear the voices she's picking up. And she's dealing with people that are 40 years of age.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, well, you know, I got shoes older than you, and how are you going to help me? And there's that whole trust thing, but she makes you melt. And all of a sudden, you're telling her, you ever meet somebody and they tell you their life? Can I buy that book? And then they tell you your life, and you're sitting there.
Every day.
It happens to you every day, doesn't it?
Every day, right?
Yep.
Every
Hourly.
day.
I can sense that.
Yeah.
Very intuitive, which helps her.
Look at her. She's like, uh-huh.
Besides being a...
Hold your mic.
You gotta hold the mic up.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Besides being a truly loving and caring individual. So when, you know, anyone who meets her just loves her.
When did
because
you pick
she's-
up how intuitive she was?
Well, we all met at a meditation retreat. So my son, Zach, was up on stage talking, and he mentioned that he went to FAU, and Ananda and her mom and her sister were in the audience going, yay, owls! And they started screaming, and we're just like, and there's 1,000 people in this audience, and we're just like, what?
We were the
You
only
know?
owls in the crowd, so we were going
And
wild.
Yeah, they stood out.
Long story short, Zach and Ananda met and became very good friends. And Zach, in his own vision and his own spiritualness, always said to me, Mom, I'm going to meet my soulmate and she's going to be older and blah, blah, blah. But they were just friends for a while. And then the friendship turned into more than a friendship. And it's exactly, I think, what he, in his mind, thought he was going to get. So I just knew when I met Ananda, she had this amazing personality. And then the more I got to know her, I'm a little intuitive with my own feelings. Like, I knew she is such a beautiful old soul. And I adore her and I love her to death. She's
Ananda, where is your
amazing.
practice?
So it's actually right here in Boca Raton, so off of Southwest 18th and Powerline. I have office space there. Do virtual work, of course. You can't not do virtual work in this day and age. So,
how do they reach you?
Through phone, through email. So phone number 772-559-0175. My email, Ananda, ANANDA. Nelson, NELSON @gmail.com, and of course my website, anandanelson.com. Easy as that.
I love it. I'd love to put her on a 2020. We have shows, because we do shows for all generations, because I truly feel that every generation resonates with their own generation. So we have a 2020 platform, which is for the 20s and the 20s, which is so different than ours. We've got our kids platform, and we do a lot of different things, but I think it would be so great to share your message with the 20s. We're going to take a commercial break, try and regroup this, see if we've got any other bids on that 72 Dolphin. I know you've got another patient to see, but hopefully we're going to get you back in studio very soon, because we've got a whole lot more we need to discuss.
I have
with
an
this.
idea, but I'll talk to you off the air.
Uh-oh. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Give us a call if you are interested in the perfect season, 72 Dolphins. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. Studio A. Today is actually National Camera Day, and I can tell you the Angels are having a whole lot of fun with our cameras today. So stay tuned. We're going to take a very quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Do you need a strong cup of coffee to get you through your day? Try your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13.
Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open. Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
I'm Heidi Wild, and the only moisturizer I use on my skin is Javon's Desired Radiance. Javon's quality starts with producing the goat milk of the blue herd. It could make your skin look and feel younger and more radiant, just like mine. And now, there's a Javon's Desired Radiance for men, too. Order now and find out for yourself at javon.com.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Call 800-651-4808.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
$100 for the Dolphins' perfect season, which I think they cheated, but I'm not going to say nothing.
I don't think so.
The Dolphins were notorious. Do you remember when the Jets and the Dolphins played? Richard Todd was the quarterback.
Wow.
We had Freeman McNeil as a running back.
Yeah.
And they decided to leave the stadium uncovered. And 16 inches of rain fell the night before.
Oh, no.
And we were the #1 rushing team. So what did? We handed him the ball and he ran. You can't run in mud.
No.
They cheated. Undefeated season.
Are you a Dolphin fan? Chris has got to have to say yes.
Well, yeah.
Politically.
It's tough.
We have to get.
You start every
And then pick up my mic.
Pick up your mic, Chris.
You start every season thinking it's going to be different than the previous season. You know, you're always holding out for, the playoffs. Then sometimes, just a winning record. And it's, I don't know, they make moves. They do things that the normal fans like us, we just like they traded Tannehill. They traded Tannehill to who? The Jets.
Tannehill's Tennessee.
He went to Tennessee. He was the
Or the
Titans.
quarterback, yeah.
We spent 5 years or so developing, Ryan. And the first season he was there, I think he got sacked more times than any other quarterback in the league. He holds the record. Then the next year he wasn't so bad. So we were developing him, and he was getting better, and he was getting better, and we were winning. And then they turn around, they give him to the Titans. The Titans go to the playoffs, and we start all over again.
You gave us Jason Taylor.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
And he was a shell of a man.
Ever notice you can put men in a room and they will always convene
It's always
on
about sports. It's
Well-
always about sports.
Always, right?
It's
Like
easy. It's
women,
an
what
easy
do women
conversation.
convene about? Shoes,
Makeup. What else?
makeup.
Energy, spirituality, relationships, all of that.
You believe that too?
I mean, I do not talk about shoes. That's
You
all.
don't?
No.
What do you
call
talk
her
about with the
boots.
girls?
You want to know?
Yeah.
Well,
I really want to know.
When
She's
you
sassy.
when you've got an eclectic group of girlfriends, they're all in and of this world. The talks get pretty diverse.
So what kind of talk?
Well, right. So like I have friends that do all kinds of alternative styles of coaching, right? So like sexual and intimacy coaching. Just
There's a coach for that.
oh yeah, oh yeah. There is a coach.
People
for that.
need
It's
coaching
a
on
different
that.
generation.
Can you see a guy, you go to the bathroom, right, and you say, hey, listen, I'm a sexual coach. Would you like to have a conversation? That ain't gonna happen.
Is there a whistle or a flag on the play? Or,
You call a cop.
That's
or
a
you
holding
beat him
penalty.
up.
Yeah, you go holding too long.
You know, when you're out for dinner and the waitress comes over and everyone stops the conversation, that awkward pause.
Awkward pause?
That
I
is
got
us,
the
yeah.
number one question. I'm going to ask Doc. That's her new name for me, Doc. I got the number one question. When a woman, you got 15 women at a dinner, and one woman says, I got to go to the bathroom. What the hell? They all go at the same time. What is that?
Maybe not all, but
All.
many. You know, there's
At
a
a 15,
there's
I
a
would say
pack.
13.
That's a little. They
But
all
why?
can't even fit in there.
But why?
Well, usually there's some kind of, I don't know if you know this language, like tea to be spilt. You know the tea?
That was this morning's show.
Some kind
Do
of
you know
what?
why they do that?
Tea.
Because they're talking about all the guys at the table.
Of course.
Explain tea to be spilled.
Well, there's things to be spoken of. There's tea to be spilt, tea to be talked
Gossip.
about.
The gossip scoop.
Is any of it positive? Or is it, what a jerk?
It
No.
can be. I mean, it can be. And again, it depends on the group of
It
friends
can
you've got
be.
going on. It can be positive tea, and it's like, oh my God, you know.
And the funny thing is that when they come back, it's like everything's cool.
Right.
Nothing happened. Oh, how was the bathroom? Oh, it was
good.
very entertaining.
It was good. It was nice.
Guys don't do that.
We
Guys
zip
don't
in,
go-
we zip in, zip out.
We-
That's
that's
it. A
right.
bottom
We
line.
barely go when you're in it. You're going, okay, I
That's
come when
right,
you
Paul.
come back.
Yeah, but you
right
guys
in,
just talk
zip
at the
right
table. You know
out.
what happens? You talk sports and we zone out,
don't have
and then
time
you
for
just have your
chatter.
whole
Yeah,
conversation.
we got business. Take care of business,
we,
and that's
we
it.
look at a store, and one guy goes to one store, and the other guy goes to the other store. You don't want to sit next to and
No.
stand next to the guy.
Nobody's
You're having-
talking in there.
No.
No.
Paul does. He goes, let us help you.
Right.
No, he doesn't.
Right.
The moment that he says this, Paul's gonna get smacked when he says,
Right.
let us help you.
Let us help you.
Not in the bathroom.
I don't think that's a mannerism I would ever
away.
use, but okay.
What do you do? I would let us help you. Can you imagine giving your cards out in like a bathroom vending?
No, you don't do that.
It would depend where you were.
No, guys don't do that.
We do all the time. Sharing lipstick before COVID, it was like, oh, I forgot my lipstick. Lip
You
gloss.
share lipstick in a bathroom?
That was a
That was a thing before COVID.
You can peel off the top.
That was a thing. But we also have a couple things we have to get to. Chris has a very rare find that he can't believe he actually found, and he teased it
Oh, that
before we
thing.
went to break, and we didn't even get there.
Let's talk about your grill.
Oh, my grill. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, this
You have
is
to hint
yeah,
the
so
book
I
is
was at
$100 bid already.
I got a couple of last little things right here. This is kind of a cute story.
I gotta
was,
ask you where you got this.
I was at a garage sale, and it was not a really great part of town. And I went through the garage, I went through the house. Everything was for sale, and there really wasn't much there. And it had a long, narrow garage, and just stuff everywhere: nails, hammers, just pieces of wood, plaster, a couple of caulking guns. I mean, just stuff you would just. I mean, who wants this? I mean, it's a garage sale. So anyway, and I think I picked up maybe a lantern or something, an old oil lamp or something like that. And I went out and was standing there waiting to pay the guy for it. And I saw a guy come up with some binoculars. And I thought, wow, I didn't see those. You know, lots of times you really got to look. So I said, let me go back again. I put the lantern down. I went back and I started opening up some drawers and looking a little more thoroughly. And I picked up this little bag, and inside this little gray bag, it felt like there was something in there. And I reached down in there, and I pulled out this.
And those are gold teeth.
These are gold teeth.
They belong to Mike Tyson.
It's I mean, this is the real McCoy. It's bridge work. It's somebody's bridge work, and this was back when, I guess, before bonding and before implants and that sort of thing. So and it's 18 karat gold, and it probably weighs.
It weighs a lot.
About a quarter, maybe a half an ounce, something like that. And 18 karat gold right now is about, I think, $42 an ounce, $42 a gram. So, I mean, it might be $500 worth of gold, something like that.
Wow.
But, I mean, this was over a year ago, and I've just kept it. You know, the price of gold, like silver, goes up and down. So, but anyway, it's. So
you keep.
Can you imagine investing in your teeth?
Yeah.
You're
so,
keeping the teeth until it hits $1,000, and then you're gonna unload it.
So it's you know, you come across things, like I said, once in a lifetime kind of stuff. You wouldn't expect to find that again any other time. I got another thing right here. This is that's real 18 karat gold. I got a little acid testing kit so I could test it. This I just brought along because you know, this is just, you'd look at this and you'd say to yourself, well, you know, it's just an old crab, you know, just an old brass crab. But these are actually, they're not super valuable, but I don't think they really make them too much anymore. So this is I probably got this for $2 or $3 at a thrift store or something. And it's probably worth about 40, 50 bucks. So
wow. It's a pretty good return.
Yeah, and it's an ashtray too. I mean, the top opens up. You know, it's an old time, you know, kind of they don't make many ashtrays anymore. You know, smoking's on its way out and that sort of thing. But so anyway, I just brought that along, just, you know, kind of show you, you know.
So cool.
And a lot of times I don't know what these things are worth sometimes until, you know, somebody buys it.
I'm shocked that you bought it. I'm like.
Well, like I said, I'm kind of a novice. I'm still getting my feet on the ground and getting into the business. So there's some things I don't know, but you want to keep the learning curve. You know, you don't want a learning curve where you're just overpaying for everything. But you know, people are entitled to fair value, you know, for what they buy,
Now
for what they're selling.
You have a website with all these contraptions?
CoolAntiquesandJewels.com, or just Cool Antiques Jewels on Instagram. Just think cool. Wow, that's cool. Antiques and Jewels. And you'll find it at the website, CoolAntiquesandJewels.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram at Cool Antiques Jewels. And you know where the store is.
I sure do, yeah.
She knows where the store is.
You've been there too?
Well, I grew up in Vero Beach. He said North Fort Pierce. I said, I know exactly where that is.
You know the store. So, Paul, I'm thinking, you don't do estate sales as part of Luhu services.
I think we're about to start.
But I think this could be a whole nother scope of what, right? So you sell your clients' homes, one of the things that you do.
Yeah.
And what are the families going to do with everything? You call Chris.
Estate sales.
You call Chris, and Chris sets up an
a
estate
new member
sale.
of my team.
Yeah,
like
it could be.
I love it.
There we go.
Wouldn't that be
you know,
cool?
lots of times, what will happen is, a family member will pass, a mom or dad, and the kids are away or out of town or something like that. And the first thing they do is they come in and they take the cash, the stocks, the bonds, the jewelry, the gems. They say, just give everything else to Goodwill.
Yep.
But all that stuff that happens to be in the house, like this, could be the 72 Dolphins undefeated season book, which, by the way, we're auctioning off here. Or it could be something like this. It could be the Murano glass, you know, parrot right here, worth, you know, it could be worth 150, 180 bucks. I mean, that's 24 karat gold inside there. And this is signed on the bottom. By the way, Paul, where have you been?
I've been to that factory. Susan and I were there.
The Murano factory.
Very cool.
It's very cool. It's in Italy. It's in Venice, and you can only get there by
boat.
You can only get there by boat.
And you wonder why the
You
cameras
can only
don't
get there by boat. So Paul knows, and you know, all these things could be in the house, and you may or may not know what they're worth. And a lot of people do estate sales. We could do appraisals, and sometimes you find some older coins in there. You may or may not know what they're worth.
Chris, have you ever done an estate sale?
I've never done a particular sale, but I've gone and purchased from an estate before I've gone and purchased from an estate before they had the sale.
Paul, don't you think that would be cool to bring this around to
help somebody know?
I wish I knew Chris. Right. Susan and I just sold a house in Coral Springs.
Yeah.
Older gentleman, he's in a nursing home.
Yeah.
And the family said, listen, we're going to sell the house as is. Find us a buyer that'll take the house. We had books, we had furniture, we had everything in it. And we found a buyer that wanted everything. They weren't going to sell it. They wanted to live. It was like really 80s based kind of house. But there had to be stuff in there worth something. Susan and I had no clue.
Yeah.
But it was just an easy sale for us. But that would have been great to bring Chris in, have a look around, and who knows what he could have made more for the family, and you could have profited.
I think that's a great angle.
Yeah.
The house I bought belonged to a
pianist.
That.
He doesn't say certain
Say
words,
it.
Chris.
Go ahead, say
I'm
it.
not allowed to.
It's like peanuts. We don't let him say certain things.
And she's a famous opera singer.
Right.
Oh.
And we bought the house. Her brother owned this piano. The only reason I wanted to buy the house was because of the piano.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, if you throw the piano in, we got a deal. So he said yes. His significant other said abso-freaking-lutely not. But the piano was worth a lot of money. And he just wanted to get rid of the house. You never know what you have. Sometimes
It's funny you say about a piano because this house had a piano.
Is that right?
And it's not the easiest thing to get rid of,
Oh
to
my God.
sell, and everything else. The person buying the house, they've always wanted a piano. They played the piano.
Oh.
They've always wanted their next house to have a piano.
you have a whole line of another venue when you do your thing, because you do it well. And it gives other people an opportunity maybe to bring them some cash.
Everywhere Paul goes, he's got
like a lotto
deal.
ticket.
I mean, you guys, seriously. Chris, we had him on the radio yesterday. No sooner did the show end, we weren't even up from the set yet. Hello, this is Paul. He gets a call.
He's like a lotto ticket.
Everywhere you go. Has it
We
always
call
been
it
like
being
this?
in the vortex. That's what we call it.
You should just hang around here more often.
He goes to the
Well, it's all started when I started coming here.
He goes to-
Vortex.
I'm not joking.
Vortex.
I'm not
That's
joking.
a weather word.
Right.
Vortex?
Vortex.
See, look at that. See?
Vortex is a spinning column of air.
Well, you don't want to be in the vortex that way, okay?
We go to the-
But my way is a better way.
We go to the baseball game, right? And he's sitting there with his son, minding his own business. And he says, oh, nice, nice. And as soon as he says the Marlins, he loves the Marlins, they're going to win, the Marlins win. You're like a lotto ticket.
I wish.
need to put
I
some
wish.
He says
numbers.
it's just from hanging out here. Well, hang here more often. We're good then.
I am. I got a room. Didn't we making a room in the back?
Rum
for me?
We're gonna make a room.
Rum and Coke needs rum and Coke and light. You know, it's like ingredients of greatness.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
All right, so tell us, Luhu Senior Advisors.
Luhu Senior Advisors, helping baby boomers and seniors try and figure out how to pay for their long-term care and to protect their assets. That's what I do every day, whether it's real estate, insurance. I'm a licensed real estate agent, licensed insurance agent. I'm a licensed assisted living administrator, certified senior advisor. That's all I do all day long.
But he's very clever how he does it. And now we're going to put another feather in your cap. I didn't even think of this angle.
Yep, it's a great angle.
Tremendous. You know, a lot of people have. There was a chest. I'll never forget this. My ex-wife sold a house and there was a chest in there and they didn't want it. And the chest was an antique and it was in perfect condition. The chest was worth $200,000.
Wow.
It was almost as much as the damn house sold for.
Wow.
Wow.
And I said to my wife, I said, don't say nothing. Do you want the chest? I take it off your hands. And it was the daughter that came in. Oh, no. Nobody touched this. They had it carted away. It was 12 guys and blankets. I said, you could keep the house. I mean, the damn thing was unbelievable.
But people, you don't know. You have no idea.
No, and the adult children don't know what their parents have accumulated.
Yeah, you
In the
don't know.
closet, you never know what you're going to find.
Stashed away here in the top of the closet. Actually, this book right here, this book of
hilarious.
silver coins right here, was actually with another book, and they were in the in the backyard. Sometimes you have a little metal utility shed.
Mm-hmm.
This book was actually in a box with another book. That's the book I'll bring next time, the big book of the coins of the Louvre. And both of these books, feel how heavy that is.
It looks heavy.
I was looking.
Yeah,
that's
that's
all
heavy.
silver.
Yeah.
I was looking at this, and
It's as heavy as this.
some of these were the estimate for this book on sale on eBay is like $600, $700. But anyway, these books were actually in a box in the utility shed in the backyard.
Wow.
And the silver in here, these coins in here.
Or holding up a lamp.
That's I mean, who knew why the guy put these in the utility shed? Who will ever know? Yeah,
Oh my God, I got a vision. So you tell the homeowner, oh, you have some antiques. Let me bring in my guy.
Let us help you.
My expert.
And all of a
Right.
sudden, he comes in a van that's wrapped. Chris Farrell.
Wrapped.
Antiquities. Is that a word?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Actually,
good
that's our hashtag up
Where
today.
the hell did that come
Yeah.
from? Antiquities. I don't even know that many words.
I told you.
And he shows up. Do you know, the news, everybody's going to be like, holy smokes.
Right.
All the neighbors will come. You can sell your stuff to the neighbors because
Well, they do. You know what? And listen, a lot of neighborhood sales go on like that. You know, everybody pretty much knows what's going on in a neighborhood, and if somebody passes or a house gets sold. In fact, a woman, I was at the antique store yesterday, the Unique Antique Shop in North Fort Pierce there, and a woman came in. I was putting some jewelry in the display I'm having a weekend sale for July 4th weekend. I was moving some rings around and putting a few things in that I'd gotten, picked up here or there. Clocks. People like marine clocks. They like marine. They like nautical. So it's some home decor. Anyway, the woman came in and she was looking at some rings. I said, "Hi, can I help you? You know, would you like to look at something?" And she said, "Yeah, sure." And so I took some rings out. I was showing them to her, and I think I had $49 on a ring. She liked it. It was a silver ring. It was, and I'm not an expert in gemstones. I know a little bit about this and that, you know. But I had she said, "Oh, well, that's mother of pearl." And I said, "Oh, I didn't know what that was." I knew the black onyx. But anyway, long story longer, I said, "So do you come here often?" She said, "I just moved to Vero." I said, "From where?" She said, "Fort Pierce." I said, "You moved from Fort Pierce to Vero? You know, like, what's the point?" She said, "Well, long story even longer. Her niece came down with her husband and dog to live with her, and it didn't work out. She wound up selling the house." She said, "I just sold the house, and I just gave everything away." She just gave everything away? She said, "I know, I shouldn't have done it. You know, I should have had a yard sale or something or contacted somebody." And she lived in a fairly nice part of Fort Pierce over on the island. But she'd had the house for 25 years, and she was downsizing, and she said, I just gave it all away. So if you're thinking about doing that, about just giving it all away, you know, what you have may be worth more than you think it's worth. And,
So should people call you?
People can call me.
1-800-FAB.
1-800 call Chris. We'll get you the number.
Or better to just go to the website, coolantiquesandjewels.com, send me an email.
Perfect.
Or contact me on Instagram, Cool Antiques Jewels, and you know, I'll see what I can do for you. I mean, if I can, I can. If I can, I can. You know, it doesn't hurt to. It's free. You know, no, as they say on TV, no obligation, right? You know, anything like that. So.
I think it's great. It's a whole nother side for Luhu. Let us help you now downsize, clear your house out.
Another venue.
It doesn't matter who we put Paul next to. It's another opportunity. It's another tentacle for
Right.
Luhu. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
And when we hit 100,000, you're all coming back, and we're going to bring Dawn in. We're going to get more of these. We're
I think
gonna
after today's show, we hit it. I don't
open this up. It's got 24 karat gold in
24 karat
it.
gold in there.
Oh, let me see this. I have.
Will you give it back?
Yeah. I have this bottle.
I know you do.
I have this bottle. She gave me this bottle 5 years ago.
Well, that's what I was talking to Chris about 5 years ago.
This
Yep.
is in a case in my house.
I
Is that
drank
right?
mine.
24 karat gold. And my wife gave that. My wife, Dawn, gave
Yes,
that to you.
your wife,
2
Dawn.
Dawns.
She gave it to me during the Dawn show. There were 8 Dawns on that show. 8. And I took it home, and my sons wanted to open it. I said no. So I put it. I had a case made for it, and it sits on top of my mantle.
Well, I'm going to
And
open
shake it
this
up
one
every
up when
once
we
in
hit
a-
100,000.
No.
Yes, and we've got Chevy in the backyard.
That one you're
We're
gonna
gonna
open.
I'm going to open all of them. You know what? I'm going to have
Isn't
to
it
get more.
spectacular? That's real gold.
Real
This is
gold
like-
flakes.
Oh my God, that's like the teeth. Put the teeth in the
Don't
bottle.
siphon it. Are you ready to wrap this up?
No, I'm not ready. I think we should keep going. Only kidding. Take it easy. She look at the face she
Oh my
gave.
God.
She Doc.
I'm gonna see her.
1-800 call Doc.
1-800 call Ananda. More to come, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us, Chris and Paul Luhu.
Thank you.
Our peanut gallery over there, Ananda. It was a pleasure to meet you. More to come with that. Luhu Senior Advisors, let us help you. If you are a baby boomer or a child or a family member, call Paul. Paul, what's your number?
954-540-6609 or luhuadvisors.com.
So many great things to help you and your family, whether you're here or not. Anyone here in Florida, Paul can help. So if you're listening, give him a call. So much information. Chris, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you join us. It's
The
been a
pleasure
long
was mine.
time.
I haven't seen you guys in
Too
three
long.
or 4 years. I think the last time I saw you, we were We were in Delray at the old studio, and we all, we all went outside to see the eclipse.
The eclipse. We saw the banana tie.
I had the banana tie. We found
the banana tie.
He gave you a banana tie.
I remember with the glasses. I said, holy smokes, look, that's the moon is blocking the sun.
So, more to come. Have a great day, everyone. It's 3 o'clock. We've got Rose Lambert, the mystical, spiritual alchemist, joining us. Half her show in English and half will be in Turkish. So stay tuned. More coming up. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.